One of the things I want to share with you is my experience growing up. When you're taking this class, realize we are learning to communicate and share how to sign and have conversation with the deaf person, but also how to share his word. Well, when I was growing up, my experience as being a hard of hearing person, I wear these, my family is hard of hearing, it's in my family. And so I have this experience just to share with you. So if you're watching some of this and we're teaching some of this material, realize that's what we're giving you, this hands-on experience and feedback. When I learned how to lip read and how to communicate that way growing up, and we talked loud. That's what happened in my family, because that's the way we learned to communicate with each other. And it wasn't until I went to the seminary in St. Louis and we went to a deaf church here. That was my first experience in deaf ministry and deaf outreach. And I'm honest with people. When I went to the deaf church the first time, it was okay, but it was very different from my hearing experience growing up. And I tell people honestly, as my wife, she's the one who wanted to go the first time. And she wanted to go back again. Well, I was okay, but I learned going back the third time that I was able to watch deaf people and understand what they were talking about. And I did not realize until much later that was really odd, because you learn how to sign, then you learn your receptive skills. And receptive skills are often harder. For me, because I grew up hard of hearing and I was used to looking at facial expressions and watching their mouth more instead of listening to the words, it seemed like it happened easier for me. So as you see some of my experiences and we share with you, realize that it has a whole variety, where people who grew up hearing, or if you grew up like me, hard of hearing, and it depends upon your hearing, whether it was, just a little bit down, or it was down, or it was boom. And one of the things I like to say, when I was young, my hearing was okay. Now as I've become older, my deaf is improving. And so my experiences that way that I share with you is from this, as I was growing up, but also in 35 years in deaf ministry and reaching out and working with deaf people across the U.S. and around the world. And so I pray God will open up the eyes of your heart and your understanding as we share with you ideas and ways that you can reach out.